The movie begins with Loak spending time with his brother, Neytiri. They laugh, play, and enjoy being together like they used to. After a while, Neytiri gently asks Loak how he really died. Loak admits that when they tried to rescue Spider, he was shot, and he believes it was his fault. He is filled with guilt. Neytiri stops him, hugs him, and tells him it was not his fault. He says everything is fine. Loak then disconnected with the Tree of Souls. From above, Spider watches this moment. He wishes he could connect the same way. Kiri also wishes she could connect freely, without having seizures. Loak then explains that his mother, Neytiri, sings a song every day for her dead son. Meanwhile, Jake Sully collects guns from a sunken ship, preparing for the war he believes is coming when the humans return. When Loak tries to help retrieve Neytiri's bow, Jake becomes angry with him. Later, when Jake brings the guns back to the village, the clan members are upset. They say using human weapons is not the Na'vi way and believe the Sky People are gone for good. Jake disagrees. He warns them that humans will return with more ships, and the only way to protect themselves is to use guns and explosives. Back at the human base, soldiers search the shipwreck area for Na'vi bodies, but find nothing. Hearing this, Miles Quaritch realizes Jake has escaped and must be hiding in a nearby village. He asks for a ship to track him down, but the officers hesitate. Angry and determined, Miles says he did not come this far to give up and storms out. Back in the village, Loak is upset. Because of his fall, Neytiri's ancient bow is badly damaged. Jake later makes an arrow filled with explosives and gives it to Neytiri. She is unhappy about using such weapons and feels disconnected from her people. Seeing her pain, Jake tells her he stands with her and hugs her tightly. Later, Loak, Kiri, Spider, and the others spend time with the Tulkun. They play, laugh, and enjoy the peace. That night, while everyone is asleep, Spider's breathing mask runs out of oxygen. He begins to suffocate, but Kiri and the others quickly replace it, saving his life. The incident leaves the whole family shaken and worried. Soon after, the Wind Traders arrive, and the village rushes to greet them. The children play nearby while the adults warn them to stay careful. Eventually, Jake and Neytiri call everyone together for an important decision. Jake announces that Spider can no longer stay with them. He explains that it is too dangerous, especially since Spider needs a mask to breathe. The Wind Traders will take Spider to the mountains, where friendly doctors can protect him. Spider begs Jake to let him stay, saying this family is the only home he has ever known. But Jake insists it is for Spider's safety. The children are heartbroken. Kiri and Loak argue that Spider is part of their family. Loak says he has already lost his brother and cannot bear to lose anyone else. Seeing their pain, Jake finally changes his mind. He decides the whole family will travel together to take Spider to safety. Instead of a goodbye, it becomes a journey they will face as a family. A short time later, Jake speaks with the Wind Traders and asks to fly alongside them. At first, the Wind Traders are unhappy about the idea, but after some discussion, they agree to let Jake and Neytiri travel with them to protect the caravan. As the journey begins, the Wind Traders take to the sky. For a moment, everything feels calm and peaceful. Later, Loak is seen flying alone. He is still mourning Neytiri. As the wind rushes past him, he feels his brother's presence and believes he can hear his voice. Jake keeps a close watch on him. He refuses to let Loak carry a weapon or fly beside him. Jake asks where Loak's comm device is, reminds him of the rules, and scolds him for not following orders. At the same time, human forces monitor the skies and detect movement in the area. They receive coordinates and prepare a patrol, realizing that Jake and his family are on the move. The caravan continues quietly, trying to stay hidden. Suddenly, Neytiri notices the Ash clan approaching and warns the others. Without warning, the Ash people attack. Gunfire erupts, and chaos breaks out everywhere. During the fight, Neytiri is badly injured and falls to the ground. Kiri and Spider manage to pull Loak free from a ship, but they lose control and crash into the forest below. Moments later, they realize the Ash clan is celebrating their victory. As they watch from hiding, one of the clan members spots them, and the chase begins. As they try to escape, Loak is forced to kill one of the attackers and keeps running. Nearby, Varang notices the bullet and becomes fascinated by its power. The attackers close in, and the group realizes their only chance is to reach the water and swim across to the other side. Eventually, they reach the far side and understand a hard truth. They are completely on their own. Spider, however, needs his breathing mask. The group debates returning to the ship, but they know it would be too dangerous. Instead, they choose to move around the enemy and hope the Ash Clan does not find them. Elsewhere, Jake searches desperately for Neytiri and the children. He is suddenly surrounded and captured by Miles Quaritch. Held down and powerless, Jake comes face to face with someone from his past. Jake reveals horrifying news. The children have been taken by the Ash People, a violent group known for brutal rituals. They do not just kill their enemies, they mark them and erase them completely. Jake says time is running out. Spider's air is almost gone, and if they do not act quickly, it will be too late. He demands to go after them immediately. At the same time, Neytiri somehow manages to mount her Ikron and escape the area. Meanwhile, deep in the jungle, Spider begins to lose consciousness. He can no longer breathe. In a desperate moment, Kiri follows her instincts and connects with Eywa. Something incredible happens. Spider begins breathing without his mask. The air no longer hurts him. Everyone is stunned. They realize this is no accident. Eywa has intervened. Before they can fully understand what is happening, the Ash People return. They capture the children once again. Varang steps forward and demands that Loak explain how the gun works. She threatens to kill the youngest child if he refuses to answer. Just in time, Jake and Miles arrive, forcing the attackers to lower their weapons. The children are released, and everyone notices something shocking. Spider is breathing without his mask. Before anyone can react, Varang suddenly connects her Kuru to Miles's and takes control of him. Both Jake and Miles are captured. Varang orders Miles to explain how the gun works, and he shows her. As she learns, Varang becomes fascinated and begins to enjoy its power. Meanwhile, Neytiri is rescued and rushed to the mountains for medical treatment. Back in the jungle, the Ash Clan celebrates their victory. While they are distracted, Kiri connects to the ground. The trees around her rise and attack the guards. In the chaos, the children free themselves and escape. When Neytiri wakes up, she searches desperately for her children, terrified that they may still be missing. Later, deep in the jungle, the group stops to rest. Jake and Miles talk quietly about their past, their differences, and about how extraordinary Miles' kid Spider truly is. By morning, they are rescued. During the confusion, Miles escapes, and everyone returns to the mountains. Back at the mountain base, humans run tests and calibrate equipment, trying to understand what has changed inside Spider. Despite many unanswered questions, they agree that something incredible has happened. They explain that a living network from the planet has spread through his body, becoming part of his blood and nervous system. Removing it could kill him. For now, Spider survives only because both systems are keeping each other alive. Jake realizes the deeper meaning of this discovery. If humans can study Spider's transformation, they may one day live on Pandora without breathing masks. They also discover that Spider is beginning to grow a Kuru of his own. Meanwhile, Kiri struggles emotionally. She prays to Eywa, saying she once begged for help but received no answer. In the end, she had to act on her instincts. She does not understand how she did it, only that it felt right. Suddenly, Kiri begins to suffer violent seizures. The elders reveal the truth. Kiri has no father. She was born from Grace's avatar through a rare natural process. She is genetically identical to the avatar itself. This explains why she has always felt different. Kiri is overwhelmed and confused. Being special only makes her feel more alone. Jake comforts her and reminds her that she is still his daughter, no matter what. But there is a danger. Eywa has closed the path to Kiri, blocking her from fully connecting again. If she pushes herself too hard, especially underwater, it could kill her. For her own safety, she is told to stop searching for answers. At the same time, Spider becomes a new concern. Neytiri believes he is too dangerous to keep close. Jake argues that Spider should be protected and taken to the reef with the family. But in the end, the decision is made for Spider to leave. Soon after, dark news spreads across the reef clans. The demon ship has returned, and many lives have been lost. A council is called to decide the fate of an outcast warrior. The leaders declare that the outcast has broken sacred laws. He attacked the demon ship and caused more bloodshed. Even though killing is forbidden, the elders believe his actions will only bring more death in the future. Their final decision is harsh. He is exiled for life and forced to leave the waters forever. Loak tries to defend him. He reminds the council that this warrior saved lives and fought for their people, but the elders refuse to listen. The decision cannot be changed. After the council, tension erupts within the family. Jake and Neytiri argue fiercely. Neytiri blames Jake for bringing danger into their lives and for hiding Spider. She believes every choice Jake made has pushed them closer to tragedy. Jake is crushed by guilt, especially after losing a son. Neytiri accuses him of protecting outsiders instead of his own blood. Old wounds reopen, and anger turns into deep pain. Still, they remind themselves that their family must stay strong. With enemies closing in and war spreading, they know they cannot afford to fall apart. Meanwhile, Miles searches nearby clans for Spider but finds nothing. Realizing the Ash people may know more, he travels to their territory. There, Miles is brought before Varang. He is questioned and tested, forced to reveal the truth about who he is and why he came. Varang senses strength inside him and realizes he may be important. She tells him a story of fire and destruction. Long ago, the mountains erupted, burning forests and wiping out entire lands. Her people survived by learning the ways of fire. They refused to depend on Eywa and chose their own path, believing that weakness has no place among them. Varang studies Miles closely, testing his courage and fearlessness. Instead of killing him, she decides to keep him alive and close. She offers Miles a deal. She wants to spread fire and power across the world, and Miles is the key. With human weapons and technology, the Ash Clan could dominate other tribes. Varang believes Miles needs her just as much as she needs him. Elsewhere, Eywa's presence grows stronger. The Reef clans prepare for a sacred event where young sea creatures bond with their people. It is meant to be a peaceful and beautiful moment, but something feels wrong. Payakan's distant call echoes through the water, signaling danger. Loak feels responsible and knows he must act. Even though the elders forbid it, he chooses to leave. Soon after, Jake realizes the children are gone. Understanding the danger they face, he gathers weapons and prepares to search for them, even though the ocean is vast and unforgiving. The elders remind Jake that his son carries the strength of the ancestors. They tell him that the way of water teaches patience, trust, and acceptance, even when facing death. Not long after, Kiri and Spider are suddenly attacked by both the humans and the Ash Clan. Kiri manages to escape, but Spider is captured and taken hostage. Moments later, human gunships arrive and surround the area. Chaos erupts as every escape route is cut off. Jake tries to stop the fighting. He orders both sides to stand down and offers himself in exchange for the safety of his family and the Reef people. Miles refuses. He threatens to destroy everything if Jake does not cooperate, even women and children. Jake is taken into custody, and the humans declare the mission a success. Soon after, the human general orders all Reef people removed from the base, making it clear they are no longer welcome. Back with the Reef clan, Loak returns safely. His bond with Payakan is recognized, and the family embraces, relieved that the children survived. Meanwhile, Spider is examined again. Scientists confirm that a living organism exists inside his body and is helping him survive. The humans immediately see its potential and begin discussing how to replicate it. Spider is locked away in isolation. Miles visits him and speaks calmly. He tells Spider that he saved his life and says he is proud of him. Miles talks about Spider's mother, describing her as strong and fearless. He says she died a hero and that Spider carries the same strength. Miles promises he will not abandon him. Spider begins to question his past, wondering if the truth about his birth has been hidden from him all along. At the same time, the humans detect a massive gathering of Tulkun. They plan to hunt them and extract the valuable liquid they carry. One of the scientists protests, explaining that this is not a random group, but a sacred gathering. The Tulkun have families, names, traditions, and culture. Killing them would destroy something holy. His warning is ignored, and the operation moves forward. As preparations begin, Spider escapes. With the help of a scientist, he frees Jake and creates panic throughout the base. Jake moves through the chaos, trying to stop what is about to happen. The scientist explains that a massive attack is planned. Every ship will be used. If it happens, the Tulkun will not survive. Jake realizes the truth. This is not a hunt. It is a massacre. At the same time, Neytiri arrives in disguise. She fights through the base, rescues Jake and Spider, and leaves destruction behind her. For a brief moment, Jake tries to kill Spider, but couldn't do it. He pulls Spider into a hug. Days later, Jake understands there is only one path left. Peace is no longer possible. The Sky People will never stop. They will hunt until nothing remains. Messengers are sent across the land. Every clan is called. The time for hiding is over. At the great gathering, Jake stands before the leaders. He warns them that the Sky People are coming now. They are here to kill the Tulkun and erase their future. And this time, Pandora will not stand alone. Some elders resist the call to fight. They believe war will only bring more death. But others speak out, warning that silence will lead to extinction. One by one, the outcasts step forward and stand together. They declare that if one of them is cast out, then they all are. They speak for the dead mothers, the lost children, and the songs that will never be sung again. The path must change. They must fight. Meanwhile, the humans observe a massive gathering of Tulkun. Hundreds of them have come together, including many elders. Such a gathering is rare and sacred, a sign of freedom and unity. The leadership refuses to listen. The mission continues. At the same time, the colonel is confronted by his superiors. He is blamed for past failures and officially grounded. Ordered to stay on base while an investigation begins, he refuses to accept it. He believes Jake will be at the gathering, and that Spider will be there too. Ignoring orders, he prepares to continue the mission. At first, the humans hesitate. Something feels wrong. Then suddenly, the Tulkun fight back. Weapons fire fills the water as the Tulkun struggle to protect their young. The hunt turns brutal. At the same time, the Na'vi attack the ships, killing many humans. Kiri tries to connect with Eywa for help, but the seizures return. Spider rushes to her side and helps her stay conscious. Just as they are about to connect, a missile strikes the tree, destroying it. The battle rages on. Jake and Neytiri are injured but regroup and keep fighting. In the middle of the chaos, one of the reef women goes into labor. She is badly wounded but fights to stay alive long enough to give birth. Others surround her, shielding her from danger. Amid blood and destruction, a child is born. Moments later, Neytiri and the newborn are taken hostage. Over the comms, Miles offers a trade. If Jake returns, they will release her. Without hesitation, Jake rushes toward the ship. Meanwhile, Kiri commands the sea creatures to attack. They swarm the human forces, destroying ships and killing most of the soldiers. Inside the ship, Jake, Spider, and Loak fight through the Ash clan, killing many of them. As Neytiri tries to escape, Varang attacks her. Kiri arrives and connects her Kuru to Varang's, taking control and forcing Varang to flee. At the same time, Spider is captured by Miles and taken away. Jake follows, and the two face each other once again. As Miles is about to kill Jake, Spider steps between them and begs him to stop. Spider is knocked into the fire, but Miles barely catches him. Seeing this, Jake helps pull them both back. Moments later, Neytiri arrives. Realizing they will kill him if he continues, Miles loses his balance and falls into the fire, dying there. In the end, the fighting stops. Everyone is safe. Kiri and Spider are finally allowed to connect with the Tree of Souls. And that is how the movie ends. Thanks for watching. If you like the recap, please do like and subscribe for more videos. And don't forget to watch full movie for best experience.